What's up, everybody? It's Gaming Diva here, and welcome back to another episode of Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. Now, I just couldn't resist playing some more of this game. I mean, like I've said 100 times, I absolutely just adore it. So today we're gonna try out Damien's route. I hear it's one of the most fun. It was the most suggested to me, so let's just jump right in. Alright, so let's read through Damien's profile first. It says, "How do you do? I have finally decided to join this information superhighway. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I will try my best to understand. I love long strolls through graveyards and spending time with my son. If you would ever like to chat about the latest Victorian fashion, the inevitability of our own demise, or black cats, please send me a letter." Wait, a letter? On Friday night, you are most likely to listen to true crime podcasts and while I taxidermy my newest specimen. Okay. If you had one thing to take with you on a desert island, what would it be? A coffin. What are your turn-ons? Pronouncing bosom correctly. Did I even pronounce that correctly? I have no idea. Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up? A bat. Sounds about right. What's your favorite movie genre? Foreign art house horror. What's your ideal date? It's night. We're at an industrial dark wave club in Berlin. The music drums to the beat of our hearts. I love how, like, dramatic he is. Oh, yes. Okay. What do you never leave home without? An upside down cross. I spend a lot of time thinking about morality salience. I don't know what that is, and now I feel kind of stupid. Anyways, let's just jump into this first date. Damien seemed really interesting. A little odd, but interesting. I think I should hang out with him and get to know him a little better. I navigate Damien's dad book page and type out a message. Hey dude, you seem cool. We should hang out sometime. I sit there for a minute before I see that Damien's typing. But then he keeps typing. And typing. Man, is this guy writing a novel? I leave the computer and make some coffee. And he's still typing. I sip my coffee and the computer finally dings. I was just gonna say, it's gonna be like one, oh no, he's one of those people where it's like, message, like each message is just a different thought. Diva, I must confess my excitement to receive your kind letter for, as you see, I do find myself available to enjoy your company. I must ask for your forgiveness, however, as I believe our first meeting did not paint me in a gentlemanly manner as I would have liked. Oh, whoa, there's more. Oh god, okay, wait. I can't with all the messages that keep coming up. Okay. I would be highly flattered to enjoy your companionship at my residence for an afternoon tea and stroll around my garden, should it please you. Till then, adieu. Yours humbled, D. Bloodmarch. I stare at the screen and reread the letter several more times. Alright, so this is the part with Amanda, so we're gonna fast forward to where I guess we get to Damien's house for our first date. Okay, so it turns out that Amanda actually replies for me because I don't know what to say back to him. And so she says, "Sure thing, dude. Regards, Diva." Amanda hits send and smiles at me. Oh, I'm sure that's just what he wanted to hear. Well, I suppose that's that. That is, so let's head over to Damien's house. I make the short walk over to Damien's house. Well, I guess you can't really call it a house. It's more of a manor? Estate? The Gothic architecture looms above the other homes in the cul-de-sac. I walk past a couple of gargoyles guarding the front door and look around for a doorbell. There doesn't seem to be one. I pull the large, ornately carved bat's head door knocker back, and a hollow sound echoes throughout the house as I strike it against the door. I wait several moments before the door slowly creaks open. I like how it's like a horror movie. It's a little creepy, but I enter the home and take a few steps into the foyer, nodding the oil portraits of who I assume to be dead relatives hanging on the wall. As I'm admiring them, the front door slams shut behind me. Hello? Silence. An oil lamp. Ooh, there's creepy music coming in too. An oil lamp in the corner flickers dimly, casting ominous shadows against the wall. Why do I feel like the people in these paintings are staring straight at me? Why is it so cold in here? Where's Damien? Also, why is there a picture of a dog on the wall? Is that one of his dead relatives? Okay, sorry, moving on. Diva, pleasure to have you in my home. I look up and see Damien standing atop the majestic staircase with the walking candle holder. Really? What's with the door slamming shut? Oh, sorry. There was a draft. And the door creaking open when I knocked? I accidentally left the door unlocked. And the creepy oil paintings? I like oil paintings. Right. Right. Please, let me show you around. Okay. Damien leads me around the house, showcasing his parlor, sitting room, auxiliary sitting room, and the parlor again for some reason. This is one of the older homes in the block, yes, but nowhere near as old as the architecture might suggest. Through extensive renovations, I've been able to craft a residence that is both historically accurate to the Victorian period and equipped with the amenities of any modern dwelling. We walk past the door covered in bumper stickers, caution tape, and a black parade poster. That has to be his teenager's room. Did they listen to My Chemical Romance in the Victorian era? That's my son's room. You know how the rebellious teenager years are. Onward, onward. There's more to see. We reach the door at the end of the hall that Damien opens with a flourish. And this is the library. That is actually seriously dope looking. Anyways, sunlight streams in from floor to ceiling arched windows. The walls are packed with bookshelves, and even more books are scattered over the period appropriate furniture. Damien is clearly really proud of this room. Look out the window, look at the butterflies, pick up a book. That's enough for the tour. I don't know. We're probably gonna end up doing them all, so let's look at them all. I walk to the window and I am greeted by a beautiful view of Damien's backyard. It showcases a beautiful view of the rest of the cul-de-sac. Hey, I can see Craig on his lawn, doing push-ups with his daughters on his back. Damn. He sees me and waves happily, doing push-ups with one hand now. What a show-off. Damn. Did you know the Victorians spent the last at least 20 hours a week gazing longingly out of full-length windows? Wait, really? No, the Victorians did appreciate telling a good joke. That's his version of a joke. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's look at all the butterflies on the wall then. I walk up to the glass display of pinned bugs on the wall. It's pretty impressive. Nice bugs. I pinned them myself. Maybe I could show you how sometime. I'm concerned I would stick the pin right through my finger, which is literally me. The character of me in this game is me in real life. The Pinner's Gambit. Is that a thing? No. Alright, let's pick up a book. You know, Diva, in the Victorian era there was some controversy surrounding reading. Many people thought the mortality of novels would encourage the youths into a life of crime and would cause too much of a distraction from work and school. I pull a book out at random and examine the worn cover. Opening it, I turn to a random page and read out loud. Naruto struggled against the chains oh no! That Sasuke bound him with. Shirtless and out of breath, he looked up at Sasuke. Sasuke smirked, unbuttoning his ninja pants. Oh, okay. First off, I don't watch Naruto, so I don't know if I said those names right. Second, fan fiction. That's hilarious. Okay, I think that's enough. Damien snaps the book shut and puts it on the shelf. That's a rare book from my private collection. Please, will you join me for tea? I follow Damien into the sitting room where finger foods have already been set upon a beautiful tiered silver tray. I take a seat at one of the high-backed chairs as Damien pours and serves me some tea. I can't believe we're having high tea. I never thought I'd get to do this. Damien smiles to himself. What? It is a common misconception that high tea refers to the wealth or class of people enjoying it, when in fact the high refers to both the latter time of the day that working class had to enjoy the tea, and the height of the tables in which they were served. Oh. My dear friend, we're currently enjoying afternoon tea. That's informative. Damien takes a seat next to me and serves me a tiny sandwich. Your home is really impressive. Are there a lot of goths in Maple Bay? I like your cape. Actually, his home is super impressive, so we're gonna... Hey! It seems like you really put a lot of work into this place. Thank you. No one's ever complimented my home before. I find that so hard to believe because his home is so cool looking. But anyways. Hell, I can barely get matching salt and pepper shakers in my place. And look at what you've done. I'm kind of jealous. That's very generous of you to say. What got you so interested in goth stuff? Well, when I was a young boy, my father... Did he take you into the city? Like the song? Sorry? Did you get to see a marching band? I'm afraid I don't understand. You're serious? Of course. But it's, you know, a song. Amanda made me listen to it. Seriously? I'd love to see a marching band. He's like, come on, just get my joke! And that's me every time I tell a joke. I'm like, yeah, it's really funny, right? And then no, it's just like crickets. You're like, okay, well, I thought it was funny, so. Nevertheless, I've always had a love for art, history, and fashion. What started off as a small hobby of collecting taxidermied animals grew into an obsession. It's a privilege to be able to appreciate the lives and culture of those who came before us, I think. Why not go all the way? I like not dying when I catch a cold. He takes a sip of tea. I can acknowledge that there were many terrible things about the Victorian era, and try to live a life that strictly aligns with those ideals would admittedly be horrid. But I think it takes a critical mind to truly appreciate something to the fullest, to be cognizant of its flaws and love it all at the same time. Tell me, Diva, do you have any hobbies? Oh man, I do, but I don't know if I care about anything the way you care about this stuff. Well, I'd love to hear about your interests. Hearing someone talk about the things that they're passionate about is intriguing, and, quite honestly, rather attractive. Please, do tell me about your hobbies. Quick, sound sophisticated. I like watching soap making videos on the internet. Love me some word jumbles. I learned how to juggle once. Okay, I'm gonna go with the word jumbles, because that is the one that I guess sounds the most sophisticated. Okay, I mean, he didn't love it, but he thought it was alright. The written word fascinates me. We spend so much time using words, you know? And I think people would appreciate them if they had to unjumble them. It's poetic, really. Oh, so you're a writer. In a sense. As in, I'm not at all. But, you know. We finish our tea and finger sandwiches. Come, I have one more thing to show you. Damien takes me around back to his home where a variety of flowers flourish in beautifully landscaped rows. A small stone path weaves through it and butterflies flit lazily through the air. My garden. It's beautiful. Thank you. Victorians took flowers and floral arrangements very seriously. You see, it was considered uncouth to discuss personal and romantic relationships in public, so lovers and friends alike would use bouquets to send secret messages to each other. Each flower and plant is symbolic of different feelings. Even more interesting is that one flower can mean different things depending on the other plants it was paired with. One had to be extremely careful, as even the style in which the ribbon was tied around the bouquet affected the message. Damien leans down and plucks up a gorgeous bright orange flower off of a vine. Lilium bow, not even gonna try. The orange lily. What do you think this one means? My loins are ablaze. Thou art the tightest. 3 cheers for sweet revenge. I'm gonna go with this one just because it sounds hilarious. When I see the little eggplants and stuff floating around, it just cracks me up every time. The orange lily is actually symbolic of pure hatred. Oh. Is he giving it to me? Does he hate me? Well. And that's precisely why floral arrangement is so challenging. What's your favorite type of flower? Snapdragon, honeysuckle, sunflowers. To be honest, I only know what a sunflower looks like and I don't like those, so I'm gonna try and guess one of these. I'm gonna go with snapdragons. Because they're cute and you can do that thing where you squeeze them so it looks like they're talking. What a lovely choice. Oh, okay, he liked that. I'll have to remember that when we put together a bouquet for you. He would put together a bouquet for me? No one's ever given me a bouquet before. I follow Damien down the footpath and admire more of his beautiful flowers. Suddenly, a phone rings. Oh, Diva, will you excuse me? I must take this. He pulls the cell phone out of his pocket. I'm a little surprised it's not a rotary phone. Go for it. Damien smiles and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath and enjoy the heavily perfumed air. What a lovely yard. This makes me wish I put a little more effort into the garden than Amanda and I tried to start one time. Our watermelons grew to the size of cherry tomatoes and then immediately died. Oh hey, a gargoyle. Oh no, I knocked over the gargoyle.
Fix that guard.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, so... Oh, it gets hurt a lot of ways. Okay, so that's right. Is that right? In the head. We need the head.
Oh.
There we go. Hey, we did that real fast. Was that one of the minigames? That went by so quick. Oh, I just knocked something over. Anyways, in light of me knocking that over. Whew, that was a close one. Uh-oh. Here comes Damien. He looks upset. Diva, my sincerest apologies. I have kept you waiting. There's an urgent matter that I must attend to, so I'm afraid I must take my leave. No problem, dude. Everything all right? Damien worries the hem of his coat with his fingers and looks away. Everything is perfectly fine, but it's Lucian. What's wrong? He appears to have, well, his teacher needs me to come to the school post-haste. Do you need help? Oh no, you don't have to. Let me come with you. Us dads gotta stick together. You're right. This is one of Lucian's more elaborate stunts. I would greatly treasure having another parent by my side. Let's go! Damien and I walk into the school and are immediately greeted by an anxious-looking Hugo. Hey, Damien. You're here in record time. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, dear friend. Wow, whatever it is, it doesn't seem like Hugo and Damien's first time to the my kids are in trouble rodeo. What is it this time? This, Damien, you have to see to believe. Damien and I fall into step behind Hugo, who leads us through busy corridors of the school. We pass by several classes in session, and I vaguely wonder if Amanda's around. Hugo eventually ushers us into a small boiler room with a flight of rickety stairs leading down into darkness. Watch your step. I can hear faint voices drifting up from the basement, and they don't sound happy. As I'm led to the depths of the school, I recall the antics I got into as an angsty middle schooler. At least, I had enough sense to stay out of creepy basements. We find another teacher in the boiler room tucked away in the back of the basement. With him are Lucian and Ernest, Hugo's son. Lucian has a bloody nose? Thanks for coming. I can't make heads and tails of this. I look around the scene of the crime and I see a bunch of bricks and some masonry tools scattered around. What happened here? Ernest punched me! Lucian tried to kill me!
What?
The room falls silent. I was not trying to kill you, dumbass. I was trying to build a brick wall around you to see what would happen. You promised me that there was wine down here. You tricked me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second, Lucian. Did you try to... Cask of Amontillado? I have no idea if I'm saying that right. Ernest? I'm neither confirming nor denying that. I turn to Damien and whisper to him. What's, the Cask of Amontillado? It's a classic Edgar Allan Poe short story where a man gets his enemy drunk, lures him down into his cellar with the promise of wine of a fine vintage, and then buries him alive behind a brick wall. It's a lovely story. So wait, Lucian, you tried to do that to him? I was curious to see how it would turn out. I wasn't actually gonna leave him there. What was the thought process here? That Ernest was just going to sit still while you slowly built a tomb around him? Well, it worked for like 20 minutes because he's an idiot, but then he realized that I'd lied to him about the wine. And you were cackling maniacally. That sort of tipped me off. Ernest, 20 minutes? Dad! It took you 20 minutes? Son, we just did an entire 2-week unit on the Cask of Amontillado, and it took you 20 minutes to realize Lucian was leading into an elaborate ruse? Did you even read the story? I read the first 5 pages, and then a review of the movie. It's only 5 pages long, and there is no movie. Yeah, you're right. I paid Lucian to read it for me. Actually, he didn't even pay me, so when you think about it, this was just me teaching him a lesson. Damien and Hugo both have their heads in their hands. You guys are always telling me to engage in literature, and I did. I don't see a problem here. Yeah, no problem with you trying to murder another student. Although, murder's kind of loose. If he really wasn't going to leave him there, we're not going to get into the whole thing. Alright, I'm filing this under what the hell. Don't do whatever that was again. You two are both suspended for a week. Ernest and Lucian high five. I never understood the whole thing of suspending kids, because it was like, yeah, I get to be off school for a couple days, whatever. The teacher starts to stomp up the stairs. Hugo, I'll cover your class. You take your son home. Mr. Bloodmarch, you too. Thank you for your mediation. We all head up the stairs and out of the school in tense silence. Lucian, Damien, and I pile into my car and begin to drive home. Lucian immediately puts his hood up and stares out the window angrily. I'm not going to therapy again. I know, son. It's entirely up to you whether you want to go or not. But I care about you, and I see that you are struggling. So if you do decide that you want to speak to a professional about your feelings, we can do that too. Maybe you could spend this next week looking for a summer job, I know how much you want your own car. I can't believe Damien's keeping his cool. I'm impressed. Fine. Thanks for not freaking out too hard. I love you, son. Lucian continues staring out of the window. Love you too. We spend the rest of the drive in relative silence. The moment we pull up to the driveway, Lucian hops out of the car, slams the door, and runs inside. I didn't expect to have that conversation in front of you. He and I have a lot of we need to work out. It's alright. All things considered, Lucian's bricklaying was pretty good, and so there's your silver lining. There's that, yes. He's probably going through a phase. I really admire how you handle that. Does this kind of thing happen a lot? No, he handled that super well. Like, a little too well, but we're gonna go with that. You were a lot more diplomatic with him than I would have been. I just want what's best for him. I don't think yelling at him would do either of us any favors. It really does. You're a good dad. See you around soon? It would be my honor and pleasure. Damien bows with a flourish. Classy. Alright, so we have the end of our first date. Let's see how we did. Oh. Hey! Alright, we got an S on our first date.
My stars, this... Never in a million moons have I had a date such as exquisite as this one.
Oh, well, Damien. Well, we're gonna jump right into the second date, because I love Damien Bloodmarch so far. I think he's fantastic. But let's continue on. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. I open Dad book and start writing him a message when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with a purple wax. Damn, this dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads... Oh god, I hope I can actually read this. Okay. Dear Diva, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that the use of slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I gratefully enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. Ah. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unseen, your companionship had helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit. And for that, I thank you. That said, Diva, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be to your taste? I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So, you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah, I better message him on Dadbook and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. You have to write him back. A real letter. But my handwriting looks like two toddlers fighting over a crayon. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to the show that you would like, and enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop onto my laptop in pursuit of showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies. I don't know, that sounds kind of stupid. It's actually a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah, there's just lots of blood and vampire titties. Well, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, and then sit down at the table with Amanda to try and draft a nice letter. I start writing. Damien, I do hope this letter finds you in good health. Hey, good morrow to you in this fine eve. So I feel like we gotta try and maybe sound like him. So I do hope this letter finds you in good health. Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cask him onto Dio, that kid? You been good? I must confess of my amateur control of the written word. We're gonna go with that one. Geez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. I did very much enjoy the last adventure we found ourselves on last we met. That Ernest shit was pretty messed up. I'm gonna say the top one. Nice. Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. I like Bruegel's landscape of the fall of Icarus. Oh god, I find myself lost in your details. Let me, get at that. We'll just go with the top one. Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. Got 2 tickets to the movies. I would very much enjoy your company, accompanying me to the cinema. That sounds really repetitive of itself. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. We'll go with that one. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you will find 2 tickets of Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will both find titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes. Hard daps? Namaste. We'll carry on. Best wishes. And then I sign my name. My full name. Fancier that way. Diva McDad. Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Oh my god, is that what my handwriting looks like? Oh. Well, that's a thing. That looks horrible. You spelled his name wrong. What? Nah, I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle and a lighter and a small piece of wood. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. What's the other thing? Amanda pours some of the wax onto the folded paper and expertly presses the small piece of wood onto it. She lets it dry for a sec and pulls the wood away, revealing... Here it is. Your sigil. And a little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. Scrapbooking stuff always comes in clutch. Well, I guess that's all there is to do is deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons.
Huh.
Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot of the door and go back home. Mission accomplished. Now we play the waiting game. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day, he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? Oh. Oh my god! I jump at the sound of his voice. I turn around to see Damien right behind me. He almost gave me a heart attack! How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it gonna rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
What?
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. We shall take our seats in the cinema. I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please, allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds? Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. I turn around and find Lucian standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. Lucian, how nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2 Evil Never Dies.
What?
You watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. Uh-oh. Did we pick the wrong movie? Lucian rejoins his friends and I look over to Damien. Good luck with that? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. We wait in line a little longer and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. Is everything okay? Vampires, huh? The movie hasn't even started. Let's just make sure everything's okay. Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so, excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
No.
Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Wait, like the Disney movie? Oh god, he doesn't like horror movies. He was lying about it. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember that Halloween Town being that scary. I would expect him to bring some sort of strange foreign horror film that I never heard of. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrests off. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
My.
You must be joking. I love horror movies. The lights dim for the film. Damien screams. His scream actually scared me. Okay. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. Yeah, okay, Damien. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. Look at his eyes. He looks legitimately terrified. Just, no. Okay. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy. It is time. Wait. Okay. The three look at each other, and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get into a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at the truce meeting with his general of the human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it is good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you. Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters all over everything, including the camera. Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood or vampiric blood. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic and I got to an extremely scary section. I feel like he should know by now that we're obviously onto him. Like, we know you're afraid of horror movies. Just live it up. Whatever. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke, point out a plot hole, ask what's happening. So he's very sophisticated and grand, and so maybe a plot hole or something, you know, intellectual will get his mind off of it. Did you notice how that guard fired 7 bullets, but his gun only holds 6 bullets? Yes, that is absolutely unforgivable from a filmmaking standpoint. It's almost unwatchable. It's funny how it's so much easier to point out tiny mistakes in the work of others than it is to actually go create your own thing, huh? Hey, look, that's an anachronism. The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. We get to the final scene of the movie where Romulus, Bad Blood, and the general's wife embrace each other in his crypt. It appears the true vampire's crusade. The Vampire Crusade in our hearts. Our cold, unbeating hearts. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out. Hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen. But then, it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmilla, who watch the two from afar. Oh no. Twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3 Evil Must Die Again. More thunder and ominous organs. The movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise, he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by the harrowing love story and the great attention to detail in regards to the vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk and the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded movie theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company. Yes. Oh, he's such a gentleman. God, I love this guy. Okay. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn. Okay. Here comes the smooth response. Oh, no. Thanks, cool, okay. None of these are smooth. I guess thanks. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? Maybe we could stop off and grab something to eat? Worry not, friend. I have a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery. What? Are we going in there? A little bit of Victorian flavor, diva. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as he walks into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow the path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking in graveyards is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and a picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Seriously, where did he pull that out from? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down. Gazing out at the city lights, he produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Sorry, there's like weird noises happening in my house. Anyways, of course we're in like a graveyard scene and something weird's happening in my house. Anyways, once rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials, they became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. It's pretty nice. I have a question though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie? I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I just... Oh god, have never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I had known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst the generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of our own death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly, it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance, I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It notices us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us, its shape taking more of an animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature's getting closer, moving faster. Oh, it's a dog. Oh my god, it is the cutest friggin' thing I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, as it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at its hands. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey. We both look up, not expecting to see... Oh, it's Robert. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Now, he says that he just like pulled a leash out and put it on her. Why is he just like carrying a leash around when he's walking around? Anyways, hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat? Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? But like really, a picnic basket, a blanket, dog treats. Oh, he also had like cheeses and stuff. I have no idea. The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his, dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians loved dogs, actually. The most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog such as a terrier or a Maltese. I, think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin to walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Diva, if you would allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief and presses it into my hand. Wow, that is so cool. Okay, sorry, I'm like fangirling over Damien right now. Wow, thank you, Damien. I will use this to dry my tears for those that I've lost. I cannot wait to sneeze in this. I'm gonna wave this at passing ships. None of these sound like a good idea to say, so this one? Yeah, he likes death and stuff, so I figured that might be the best one. A noble purpose. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you, someone who's open to my eccentricities. It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh? I unlock the door and step inside. Alright, so this is the end of date number 2. Let's see how we did. Ooh, it's kind of low. Oh no. Oh.
I'm sensing a romance between us. A chemical romance. What?
Really?
That's a band?
The whole My Chemical Romance thing? Really? Come on now. But anyways, we got an S on our date. Like I said, I have no idea how these points add up, because like, yeah, the 691,000 and the 197,000 doesn't equal that. But I don't care. We got our S. Like I said before, I'm loving Damien. I think he's so fantastic. I didn't think I would really like him that much, but I do. And I hope you guys are enjoying this as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye!